Hey everybody, before we get into the video, this is that F-150 guy. I wanted to show you a little something here that I've been working on, and I think it's a good way to jumpstart the Jeep build project, and let's take a look at it. This is Patreon, and what this allows people to do is subscribe with a monthly pledge to be a patron. And by doing that, it gives me a startup for the Jeep build. There are rewards for certain amounts and tiers, and there's also goals that once we obtain certain goals, there will be some special things that happen there with that. So I invite you to take a look. I'm going to put the link in the bottom of the description here on this video. And the other thing I have is that F-150 guy's apparel. I have hooded sweatshirts, men's t-shirts, zip-up hoodies, women's relaxed t-shirts. I have toddler shirts, onesies, kids premium shirts, that would be for your 6-7 year olds, coffee mugs, and the first edition apparel that I made. And I'm actually wearing one of those now in orange. So you can see the F-150 there, and then the back has the same design as that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll have the links in the description. Let's get to the video. Could it be? It is the sun. Wow, it's bright out here. Oop, hey, there's the truck. Let's do this. Dun dun dun! Oh yeah, it's Jeep Day. Jeep Day number 2. Let's rip a little more shit off this thing. Okay, one of the first things I want to get off is these fender flares. So I was digging around a little bit and found out that they only have zip ties in them. That's the only thing holding them onto this Jeep is zip ties. Which, I mean, that's all well and good if you have no intention of hitting anything really, but it's not very secure in the grand scheme of things. Easy to take off. I mean, this is a piece of cake. But just not something, in my opinion, that you should really do. But who am I? I am nobody. The reality of me keeping these fender flares are slim to none because, number one, they've been painted, and this ABS plastic is not very easy to refinish. I could spray it with primer and repaint it, but realistically, I mean, that's not going to do anything for me. Because, yeah, I mean, you can see here. See how it is like that? The paint will just peel right off. I mean, it's just cheap plastic. I can see here that the Jeep was white at one time. Got some rust spots around the holes. I'll take care of that. The inside don't feel too bad. This corner here, something was welded here, like a patch. Sticks out pretty far. Not a very clean lip on that. I don't know if I can get that sanded down any to make it look more like a bulge instead of actually seeing an outline of a patch. I'll have to play with that. Alright, so that's one fender flare off. If anybody needs these, I don't know how easy it'll be to ship. I mean, I have no problem getting them to somebody who needs them for a good price. By good price, I mean pretty cheap, other than I don't know what shipping would cost. But that's the only major expense, getting those somewhere, shipping. So these front ones, I feel a screw there. And then these are zip tied again. And there's a plate here holding those two pieces together. Wow. Barely on there. The other thing is I'm gonna have to take off this front light to get this front flare off. Phillips. Just grab my handy dandy 8-inch number 2. Typically when I redo a Jeep, I get all new lights because a lot of times the screw holes are stripped. And for some reason it went through brakes a lot. I mean, I replace the brakes all the time, and it just kind of, I don't know, started getting unreliable, and then my money was burning a hole in my pocket too. I was just a kid. So that kind of is what started it for Jeeps for me. And then I didn't get another Jeep until I rebuilt that '93 Wrangler not all that long ago here. It was just within the past 3 years. I don't know what this is, if this is Phillips head or what under here. It almost feels like a pop rivet, but it's a self-tapper is what it feels like. I just can't get a good view of it without getting underneath it. Let me see here. I mean, I hate to just pull it off, but these are kind of like, yeah, these are rivets of some sort. Well, that's going to be a nuisance there. I'm going to have to cut that somehow. I thought it was a self-tapping screw. Oh, there we go. Aha. So there's a top and a bottom. And they're hex. It's a good thing they didn't put any washers on these. Really, realistically, they should have. But they didn't. So, there's that one. And I gotta get these out. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'll just fast forward through it. That way you guys don't gotta watch all this again. See, this is why Jeeps rot out without you ever knowing. This is actually rotted from the inside out. Somewhere in here, obviously someone was driving on a beach. Sand, water, got in behind this, rotted it out and weakened it. And without taking that fender flare off, you would have really only noticed just a little bit right along here. Almost all the damage was underneath the fender flare. This won't be too bad to fix. I mean, what I'll do is I'll see how that moves. And yes, I know I'm using a screwdriver on the body, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. That barely scratched. So what I need to do is try to get all that sand out from behind it. See how that's just breaking off. So try to get all that scale out. I'm probably gonna have to cut this corner and try to get something in there. How far up the rot goes, I mean, probably realistically up to here. Probably about here down to here would be my guess. So, see what I can do with that in the long run. It is what it is. It's part of buying an old Jeep. Alright, see if I can pull these flares like the other ones. There we go. That'll help. I didn't notice this corner here is rusted out too. You see they welded a plate everywhere but all the way up to the lip. That's rusted through. Oh boy. You know, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you buy a Jeep project and you just really don't know what you're getting yourself into until you start ripping it apart. It's funny, a lot of people on Nick's video when he sold me the Jeep were saying about this guy doesn't know what he's doing by doing the body before the driveline. If I'm going to keep the body that's on it, instead of buying like a fiberglass one or a new one, you kind of have to notice this stuff when you take it apart so you can fix it. And I mean, in all reality, if I do all the body work, not necessarily paint it, but if I do all the body work, fix the rust spots, get it sanded down, get it primed, then work on the drivetrain, it's not that big of a deal. You know, working on a drivetrain, if they have to cut stuff up on the body, they have to cut stuff up on the body. It's okay, because the body work will be done. So as far as that goes with the comments some of those people had, that's fine. Maybe, you know, if you're paying somebody to do it, maybe that's how they do it. Maybe they do all the driveline work first. That's fine. That's their body shop. That's how they operate. If I'm doing most of this in my garage by myself, I'll do it how I do it. Whether right or wrong, because I'm not saying it's the right way or the wrong way, this is just how I've decided to do it. This is how I did my last one. You know, I did all the body work and everything, and then went through and, I mean, I didn't change the drive line in the other one. I simply got the tranny rebuilt and did some motor work as far as new heads and stuff like that. Well, it's a 4.0, so it was a new head. And yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, this is that F-150 guy. Thanks for joining in on day 2. I know I didn't get a lot done, but I got the fender flares off. I found that body rot. That's pretty important. Finding that, so I know that I need to fix some of that stuff. Getting the hood off. Decided for some reason to check the output voltage is very good, 14.38 from the alternator. So yeah, work on it day by day, and we'll see how far we get. I know I wanted to have the body work done within 3 months and then start on the drivetrain. Realistically, I think that's still a possibility. I just need, to devote some of my days off, because I work nights, some of my days off to actually being out here in the garage most of the day and doing it. But that's how she goes. Alright folks, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Be sure to check out my Patreon or patron, however you want to say it. I think the E may be silent, so I'll just say patron. And that's where you can be a part of this project as well. Other than that, check me out on Facebook and Instagram. The details will be in the description below. And have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.